You're such an asshole.
So I was sitting here thinking, philosophically or ironically, because I know the answer, because I have to live in the real world. But can at any point in time, when you try to help out women, or I guess any other group of people, doesn't it? But let's just focus on that, and they don't like what you say, is it help in their minds? Like, do you, or is it just hatred? How long have I been beating this drum of stop majoring in stupid crap? And then not once did a girl ever say, you know what? Thank you, Cappy. You know, that must have taken some bravery and courage. Not a lot, but a little. Or maybe you just like, want to do this all the time and piss off people and piss on people's dreams. But you prevented me from stepping on a landmine there and ruining my financial life like all the millennial women before me. I wanted to say thank you for telling me the truth. As it happened, because I just want to point out, if I prevent you from making a bad mistake, even though you think it's the greatest thing ever, like, am I the bad guy? Or I know the answer. I'm the good guy. The irony that I'm the good guy telling you girls to stop majoring in dumb crap. Why do you hate women? It's like, no, the people that hate women are the ones that are ass raisoning you at $300 of credit to give you a worthless piece of paper and destroy. How many do you need? How many more corpses of young female college students do you need? Was the entire generation of the millennial females not enough for you? Do we need to start being like, I don't know, the Romans and putting heads on pikes? What do we got to do to warn you? And so I kind of want to just update this now decade and change crusade I've been on, because the school counselors, who a very special place in hell is reserved for you. If you're a school counselor, you're worthless. What can you send some kids out with the slightest bit of reality and empiricism and street smarts? I don't have to like, oh, the psychologists, I better study and see if they're doing a good job. No, they're not. People are getting worse. Oh, the economists, we better do an empirical analysis of whether doing. Nope, I'm looking. Debt's going up. GDP's going down. Economists aren't doing their job either. We got high school graduates identifying as barn animals. I'm going to assume that the school counselors really didn't do their jobs at any point in time. But the latest thing, I don't know when it switched over, maybe 5 years ago. In our day, it was just you had to go to college. College. Oh my goodness, college. And there were some platitudes are saying, you just need that sheepskin. Get your foot in the door. Why does it have to cost me 4 years of my life and $40,000 in 1990s dollars to get my foot in the door? Were you crazy? I knew it was BS to me, but I was like, well, they must know something. I'll just do what the adults say. Hey, follow your heart and the money will follow. But the new word is passionate. That's the new word. That's the buzzword, kids. And I'm gonna try to prevent all of you, not just the women, but women are in a real sense, women are disproportionately victims in this regard. Girls are victims of higher education. But what I like about the word well, I hate it and I like it at the same. It's such a cowardly word. This idea that the world will bend to your desires, and as long as I want to major in help, whatever, typical female bullshit. I want to help the children. I want to work with children. And people say, whoa, wait a minute. All right. You and 98% of other women want to do that. We're flooding the market. This doesn't include the past 3 generations of people, men included, that want to help with the children. A lot of people want to help with the children. The critical iron laws of economics is going to ensure that you have low pay and part-time work, and you're not going to, you're going to have student loan debt. You're going to have to work multiple. You're probably going to have to get a master's. And then the girl just like like alakazam. It's a magic word. She says, passionate. And then people are like, oh, you're passionate about it. Well, that changes everything. Well, go right ahead, little tiddlywinks. Go get your master's degree. Well, it didn't matter as long as you were passionate. Passionate. I'm passionate. I'm passionate about redheads with big tits. I didn't go major in them. Tried. Surprising shock of big-titted redhead. There's redheads and there's big tits, and the two shall never meet, apparently. That Venn diagram has a very small surface area where they overlap. Never did. Don't tell me if you did. I don't want to be jealous. I don't want to hear about, well, I got this one. But let me tell you how crazy she was. Yeah, doesn't help. It's worth the slash tires, I tell you. It's worth it. But this word passionate, I hate it because it's such a cop-out. It's such lazy whatever. Counseling, school student, high school guidance counseloring. Is that all you do? Like, you're a counselor. I think you got to get your master's degree. Then you got to get like a teacher certificate or something. So we're talking 7 years of, hang on, this is bothering me, of schooling. And all you do, what are you passionate about? Bunch of freaking adult children never left school. It's like, really, it's like they're all kindergarten teens. Do what you want. Let's sing do what you want. The money will follow. Let's sing the song, Socialism is great, and we love Barack Obama's cock. And here you are. Well, just to repeat that, to put that on, you're not needed. Just have robot instructor or guidance counselor. Type in question, op. Major in what you are. What should NPC robot guidance school counselor? What should I major in? Op. You should major in what you're passionate about. Follow the heart. Money will follow. Op. I'm feeling sad. Take drugs. Here's a prescription. Op. They can't prescribe drugs. Go talk to Dr. Johnson, who's on our payroll. He'll prescribe drugs to you. Op. We don't need you. Get back to the passionate thing, though. It's not only, but I hate it because it's lazy. And then kids, well, I'm passionate. And you have this misplaced faith, this total, well, just as long as I believe I'm passionate, I'm going to do well. And then you idiots go on to get your law degree because you're going to, what are you typically passionate about? Let's sit down, okay? This won't cover a lot of topics. Helping children, helping the poor, fighting injustice, which is the general 3 category. Making the world a better place. And you go and get yourself your law degree. I'll close that out. We're just going to wait. The internet gods are being quanta-ha-he right now. It's always happening. All right. But then it's the lie. It's the weak. But now, that was the other reason I hated the passionate. It was because the teachers and guidance counselors use it as lazy. Oh, yeah, it's that blind faith. It's the naivete. And I should get all that angry because you're the ones that are going to. There's not one person alive today who majored in what they were passionate about and is doing well. It doesn't happen. It's not happening. And it's this cowardice, this word. And that was another thing. It's easily identifiable. I hate it in one regard because it's a cop-out of teachers and students. But then when you hear something, I'm passionate, it's like, oop, there it is. And for younger generations, younger kids going up, because the old generation, and by old, I mean like over 25. It's too late for them. You should heed this word passionate in a contradictory sense. So whenever they say you should major in what you're passionate about, that's a lie. you know not to do it. When someone says, I'm passionate about whatever, teaching kids, social work, whatever, that person's weak, person's dumb, person's naive, and the career's going down the toilet. If you see passionate, think herpes. Except instead of passion all over it, it's herpes, and not like the lip sore one, the one down there. Like, whoa, stay away. That's like nuclear waste. It's like cobalt 60. Stay the F away from that. And how many people are going to listen to me? Not enough. But for those of you who, like, you need a rule to go by, you're young, you're stupid, your dad didn't raise you because your dad wasn't around, your dad's just a typical American putz. You need a general rule to go by. If anyone uses the word passionate, whatever they're arguing you be passionate about or they're passionate about is bullshit. And if you the reason why, the underlying reason why is, again, follow your heart, money will follow, do what you want, money will, all that. You flood the market with people who want to do things that all people want to do. Hobby degrees. I want to teach kindergartners. I want to help the poor. I want to protest. I want to do anything but avoid work, avoid math. And all of a sudden you got literally tens of millions in some instances of people trying to get into one field. And only a few make it. And the rest of you are poor. That's why when you major in what you're passionate about is you're poor. Because you went into Lord knows how much in college debt to go work at a field where there aren't enough jobs. I'm telling you the opposite. That's the hard way. We've got to visit the hard way and the really hard way. There's no easy way. Let's go ahead. Let's visit it again. Let's do this again. If you major in what you're passionate about, you are choosing the really hard way because you're going to waste at least 4 years of your life and Lord knows how much in tuition and money going and getting a degree that is not going to help you make any more money than had you just graduated from high school and gone working in literally anything. You could babysit, you could shovel driveways, you could do windows. You'll make more money doing that than you will being a liberal arts or social science college graduate. If you want to make money, there is only one way. I don't mean like a ton of money either. I just mean like have an easier life. The easiest life is to do it the hard way. And the hard way is you forget and abandon what you want to do and realize that there's one of you and there's 7.9999999 billion other people on the planet. And the sooner you get wise to what the real world wants and you deliver it, the sooner you'll get out of poverty, the sooner you'll stop wallowing in passionate degrees and all that, and you'll start getting paid. And the weakest, most softest, most suburbanite, most American thing, but I don't want to do that. But I don't like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Did we all go to the river of white girl blood and drink from it? What's this bullshit? Like, think about how stupid you are, but I don't like. Who gives a shit what you like? What, the world's just supposed to bend over and pay you lots of money so you could do something that there's a million other people lined up to do, willing to do it for half of what you're getting paid to do it? Let alone that there's any demand there at all. I'm going to be a social worker and help the poor people. People don't really, I mean, yeah, there's some government aid for that, but that's not what people want. These idiots. It's so unfair. Tom Brady makes tens of millions of dollars and teacher make 30,000. That's because there's one Tom Brady who can throw a ball like that. And millions, maybe even a billion people want to watch Tom Brady do that. They don't want to see some aging 38-year-old school mom spinster sing the ABC song again for kindergartners. And if you go and you ask, what does the world want me to do? You use the world as an economic engine to generate profits for you. You tap into it. You become Neo and you figure out the matrix. You don't just sit there like a pouty, stubborn little suburbanite princess. I'm passionate. World will run you over. Actually, the world won't run you over. It'll ignore you. Oh my God, we don't make as much as men. Stop majoring in dumb crap. if you show up on time, do the job, and have a real skill or a trade or college degree, whatever, even though it's hard, it's a hell of a lot easier than what 80% of y'all do now. Make sure what you're passionate about, what you like. Well, I like, yeah. Whatever idiotic thing that you and a billion other people like flooding that market. And then you got to go back to school. Now you're 25, 26. If you're lucky, you figure out that your degree is worthless. And you figure out, I better get serious and go back to school. And then you start at 30. Whereas if you just majored in the right thing or got a trade or a skill early on, you could make real adult money starting at 22. And that's where there is no easy way. There is no easy way. There's the hard way and the really hard way. And the really hard way is what 80% of you idiotic American kids do, following your guidance counselor's advice. I could make you what I'm passionate about. Yay! Let me ask you this. Think about it this way, trying to get into your minds and make you think a little bit. Why would you take advice from people, regardless of their age? I don't care that they're adults. I don't care that they got gray hair, that never left school. You know, your guidance counselor has been in school ever since he or she was 5 years old. There was kindergarten, then K through 12, or that is kindergarten. Then they go to college, and then they go right back to another school. Their real world experience was studying at a university. They never worked a job. They don't know what the real world is. It's like Hollywood. None of these people worked real jobs. They can't write people. They're not humans. And these idiots, these morons, I don't care how much older they are, they're going to tell you how to live in the real world. They haven't stuck their dick tip in the real world yet. It's just using that word passion, okay? So also we got to get from the gods. Now, anytime you hear someone use the word passionate, now you know it means fugazi. It means bullshit. It means worthless. It means stupid. It means naive. It means that person doesn't know what they're talking about. This is me banging my head against the wall. I know it ain't going to. I mean, slowly, ever so slowly, tooth-pullingly slowly, boys and girls are dropping out of college. And the liberal arts, thank God, people are dropping out of that at a little bit faster rate, but not enough that we're not going to solve the student loan crisis. The boys are way ahead of the girls on this one. I will congratulate the boys on that. You are getting smart not going to college. And if you do go to college, it's for something worthwhile. Although at least 60% of you are still going to school for worthless stuff. I'm majoring in business. Get the fuck out of business school, you dumbass idiots. There's a little, but it's not enough. It's not enough. It's like, guys, we got to go a lot faster and get you got to raise awareness. And I'm not even trying to help you girls out. You're going to just call anyone a sexist or a misogynist if they don't tell you exactly what you want to hear all the time. Here, you want to hear something you don't want to hear? You're going to be either sucking a dick or doing OnlyFans, or perhaps a little bit of both if you go and you major in dumb crap. One of the two. Now, hopefully, maybe it's through marriage and you're happily married and you're enjoying it. But he's going to bail you out of your student loans. But if not, which we all know because it's shameful to get married nowadays, how dare you put a man at the center of your life? You're going to be tempted at least by that. At least. I don't know how many of you are passionate about that. I hope you're passionate about being poor, really. I know. Here's my question. Am I a bad guy trying to help you out to prevent that? Am I the bad guy? Or do you want me just to Democrat Party or Oprah up and lie to your face a little bit more? I know Operation Evil, guys. I know. Lie to them and tell them what they want to hear and charge them $300 of credit and $500 for a book. It is. I guarantee you, girls, the past, two generation of girls, let's say millennials and Zoomers that have all graduated, they are going to like their professors that literally ass-raisined them out of $100,000 in 4 years of their youth before they listen to a curmudgeon like me who's trying to stop them from walking on thin ice. Oh, well. We're getting super. Oh, my God. 13 super chats already. Hexican American, $5. Hey, Cappy, I lucked out and got pushed into the trades by an automotive teacher freshman year of high school, 26 now. How do you keep a positive outlook? I don't have a positive outlook. I'm sorry. Did you happen to see a positive outlook? Did you sense some optimism that I was unaware of? I keep a positive outlook on an individual level for me because I'm going to die. I am 2/3 dead, and I am not having my last third be lived unhappily as the first 2/3. And now that I have stability and peace and contentment and freedom, I do not have to work for a boomer. I try to, it's not that I forget the past or I ignore what's going around me, but I don't watch the news. I don't care. I don't pay attention to what's going on in Ukraine or Gaza or anything like that. It's just like, nope. I try. I worried about the .com bubble and everything. Nope. If you also watch my video called Dark Stoicism. I enjoy watching people make stupid mistakes suffer because for most of my adult life, it has been me trying to warn people and people calling me all sorts of names and accusing me of all sorts of sins that I haven't done. And that really pisses you off. Oh, and you're not getting promoted or hired or anything like that. Someone's calling me. I gotta turn this up. Oh, they stopped calling. And so now that these people, some of which I would say were evil, but all were stupid, I enjoy seeing them suffer now. I enjoy watching people who, whatever, called me names, said I was evil for speaking the truth. Okay, you're in debt. Your life is ruined. Oh, bro, did you get a truck, bro? All the popular people, I don't necessarily mean in like middle school or high school, but just the popular people in general, because popularity is not a skill. It's I don't know what it is, but it's in a temporary and fleeting environment. But that's what Americans worship, and they all fail because inevitably you got to get your ass to work. And popular people make mistakes all the time because they're popular. And then they make one too many mistakes and their lives are completely and permanently fucked thereafter. So I love watching people like that. I enjoy that. Just enjoy the decline. And so I'm kind of like, oh, that's kind of nice. And then otherwise, like today I'm going to go for a hike. I'm going to go to the gym, lift weights. I'm going to play video games. I got Baldur's Gate 3. And so it's not a positive. I don't have a positive outlook because the future is not going to be positive. But I'm going to enjoy life. I'm going to manage my life to be as happy as possible. And then if they're not going to give you a good story, if life is not going to provide a good movie on the show, like a good happy ending story, it's going to provide you Payback. The movie Payback is going to provide you a revenge story. Watching all these people just get miserable. And here's the real thing. And they'll be confused as to why. They won't know why. That's the best part, especially my age. Although for the millennials, it's good. For those of you millennials who are a little bit more empirical, just wait till you're approaching 50. Oh, watching all the spinsters of my generation getting divorced at the same rate at baby boomer speed. Watching all these idiots. Oh, you're a Nazi because you don't believe in higher taxes. Like, what? Like, okay, see how that, oh, you have kids now. Oh, you're surprised. Oh, you can't afford rent. Well, you voted to have all these immigrants come in. So good for you. That's how I am going to live my life and enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it. Nonstop Dre, $5. But Cappy, what if your passion is poverty? Cappy has to be 6 feet plus for women to listen to you. Did you hear Gen Z new saying is delusion is the solution? Yeah, well, let me know how that works. I mean, that's what Gen X did. You don't understand, man. Gen Z can do it. They've had the solution the entire time. We pointed out the millennials, like, look, see what happened? I even have a book out there called How Not to Become a Millennial. It's like, this, do the opposite and you'll do rather well, actually. But Gen Z is even weaker than the millennials now, I guess. Okay, fine. It's never been easier. From the employment perspective, I know rent is absurdly high. I'm aware of that. But we didn't have where you walk in, show up on time, you get $20 an hour. Maybe you start at 15, you got to get up to 20. I can't afford. Oh, shut up. Shut up. It doesn't get any better. I mean, you could go be a tradesman. You can make good money now, man. Because the past generation and a half, there's so many open areas. Thor, I think it's teachable. Red Pill Thor, he's got a course on how to become a lineman. You're making $100,000 right off the bat. Oh, delusion is the solution. No, it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. Oh. Levi Strezpik, my roommate majored in sociology, is confused that he can't find a good job. Show him this. I mean, come on, spread the word, guys. Just get him the book Worthless. I have it linked below. He's an administrative assistant at the environmental studies department of his college and a waiter. What he was passionate about it. And he's going to grad school for library science. What a worthless. See, it's not just girls. Let's be honest. Levi, show him this video. Well, we're at the 27-minute mark. Show him this video. And you say it because you care, Levi. Like, it's your friend. You want him to do better. You're telling me I have to work and my precious little Zoomer feelings can't handle it. You know what your Zoomer feelings can't handle? Being poor. God, what's a master's in library science going to cost him? He'll be in debt until he's 35. Drew, $5, looked at a few biographies of astronauts, both men and women, on NASA's websites, and not one astronaut has a liberal arts degree. Just goes, well, you can't have someone who doesn't know. You need an engineer or a scientist. I could see if there was a scientist they brought up there to like study some things. But you need engineers, like aerospace engineer. Like, no, we need to figure this out. What was it? The movie Apollo 13. If you had liberal arts degree, college, they'd all be dead. They'd all be dead. Nonstop Dre, $5. Cappy is too short to look on the upside. That's why it's easier for him to be such a Debbie Downer. But we would be too if I was 4'10" like Cappy. Thank you, Dre. Alex Patino, a truck driving Latino agent in the field. I remember in high school, an English teacher also taught Spanish. I don't remember the conversation, but she told me an English degree was worthless. Oh, good. She's honest. There you go. I don't know why we can't just be honest with young kids so you don't ruin your... how many more heads on pikes do you need than the millennial generation? How many more heads? Drew, $2. Don't follow your passion. Mike Rowe, did he say that? Good for him. Good for him. Burp shy, 2 Australian. Follow the farts and the honey will follow. I roll, therefore I am, 5 Canadian. In the news today, a woman thanks Cappy for good advice. And then related incidents, Cappy kneeled over from heart attack. It will not happen. It will not happen. The closest I get is the once every 3, maybe 2.5 years, I will get a female that is so desperate, she will actually set aside the female lies and say, something's not right. Maybe this idiot has an insight. And I'm like, send me a picture. All right, you're fat. Now, how many of them go on to do something? I don't know. But I have set up Chad Elkins with 3 of them. 2 of which he nailed. So there's a little bit of success. But how many? I have 4,000, 5,000 clients now in 10 years. And we're not talking more than 5. That's 1/10 of 1%. They're not women as a group, there's some out there that are empirical, absolutely, but they're a distinct minority. They will remember the perfect mental state is the most powerful force in their minds in the world. They will maintain the perfect mental state at all costs, including the destruction of their own lives, because it is more painful to think that there's a world out there called the real world where they have to work. They will always go for the lie because of the comfort it provides in the perfect mental state, no matter how incompatible that is with the real world. Drew, $5. This is exactly why I'm getting different licenses and certifications, because I want to be recession proof. Good. People don't want to change, and it shows today. Right. All you have to do is show up on time, be sober, and do the job right. And it's like being fat or not being fat. You're already in the top 30%. You go get a skill on top of it, and in your case, you get multiple skills. You're kind of recession proof. Hatham Thabit, $2.79 Canadian. Thank goodness I got into trucking. There you go. You and Alex. Drew, $5. My neighbor's parents tried to get her to take out student loans for the college experience. See, and the parents, another course, another resource, by the way, if you want a course on Teachable called The Dad You Never Had. Parents are shit. Parents lie to their kids. Parents don't parent their kids no more. I mean, think about it. Here, are your parents divorced? Or not and. You don't need to. Are your parents divorced? Yeah. Take that course, The Dad You Never Had. Did your parents drop you off at daycare? If they did, okay, they don't love you as much as they love their career. They're bad parents. Sorry, not sorry. Eat a bag of dicks. You have bad parents. I mean, they weren't abusive necessarily, but they weren't good. Here's a perfect example. Go into debt for an experience. These aren't boomers anymore. This is squarely my generation. This is Gen X. Don't you think Gen X is great or anything? We're not. I am. I mean, obviously. Look at my clothes. I'm in my pajamas. How can't you trust me? She's getting her work to pay for her degree online. Good for her. God bless her. That's one of the 1/10 of 1%. Good for her, Drew. And Drew, you should encourage her. Say, hey, that's some ballsy stuff, man. God bless her. Good for her. Digi Nomad, 2 Canadian. The Scandemic was a promo for remote work or get the F out. The Scandemic was a promo. Oh, was it promo? I don't know. I'm confused, Digi. You mean it was to get people to do remote work? Because now they want them back. Now they want people to go back. Nonstop Dre, $2. I love people's reaction to me having no debt. Yeah, exactly. You having no debt. I would drop it. I'd drop it and like, oh yeah, I had a house, my house paid off. Are you even 50? No. Oh, must be. And then there you see like their minds like try and figure, well, how you must have had rich parents. No, bitch. Old school 1950s American work ethic. Go down on 3rd and Main. There's the Bag of Dick store. Go buy yourself the big bag and fucking choke on them. Frank Rizzo, $20 generous troll toll. Well, thank you very much. You can troll all day for $20. $20 is $20. Thank you very much, Frank. Today's money, today's super chat donations will go to buy an extension cord. I had to set up because the solar panel batteries, they can't drop below a certain temperature. And I've got some heat tape, but I won't go into it. I had to MacGyver a heat system that would kick in below a certain temperature. And through some engineering, of which I don't have a degree in, I figured a little jerry-rig system out here. So that's where today's money goes. Nonstop Dre, Cappy has a PhD in short studies and master's in hate. My truth, the king, vasectomy. But why would anyone cut off their balls? Don't start with me, my truth. Don't you dare start with me. The vasectomy is the silver bullet every guy is looking for. I don't care what the Spurgs and Audis on the internet say. I don't care how much they pile on Rollo Tomasi. Nonstop Dre, $2. Cappy's so short that weights lift him in the gym. Yaks, 10,000 woolongs. What is it? Tried to scam Cappy with Korean won, but got exposed by other super chat that pointed out the difference between Korean wongs and woolongs. So I'm going to reimburse it here with more fake woolongs. All right. So what's the wong? Isn't it like 1,000? Korean won to USD. It's oh God, it's even worse. 0.0007. It's like 112. That's like $8. I thought they revalued it. Didn't they like chop off a bunch of zeros? What do I know? Drew, $2. Thinking of driving trucks on weekends. Too easy. There you go. Or bartend. You don't have to go get your just go bartend. It is so easy, guys. You show up and do your job and do it sober. And then, by the way, and in defense of the Zoomers, anytime that boomer boss gives you shit and you're doing your job and you show up, you walk, you go find another job. Rob Man, 73, $10. Cappy is such a bitter boomer. Man up and get some real degrees, like a degrees in puppet arts from the University of Connecticut and a degree of happiness studies from Centenary U is the cherry on the top. So I looked up that guy who got his master's in fine arts and puppetry. He's still in New York running some kind of little puppet shop. And it's like this non-profit, like that's his life. This is 15 years ago. What was it? Occupy Wall Street. He was part of that deal. Go look him up. He's still... That's what I'm talking about. The life was way worse. He's now 50 or so. I think he's a little older than me. Here's this guy who's looking also at the last third of his life. And he's got a master's degree in puppetry. He's poor. He can't afford life. What's he good at? That's it. That was his life. His youth is all gone. Oh, but why? And explain this to me. What does politics have anything to do with that? He'll immediately come in, well, you're just an evil right-wing Nazi who, whatever, and hate women and hate. No. No, you majored in puppetry. There has nothing to do with any kind of politics here. This is simple economics. You ruined your life. My truth, $2. By the way, your escape velocity poverty was pretty thing. Was that a video? I was thinking of writing a book like that. The problem is it would be a short book, but I'd have to do a long, hard slog and think of the granular bits of resources. And, you're starting at zero. And how do you exponentially get out? I got other books I'm going to write. Oh, by the way, A World Without Men is coming out here in about a week or two, depending on when Old Man Rollo gets me the cover. And then my editor has 3 chapters left to go through, but that should be short work. Jane Hobbs, $2. Have you seen Capricorn 1? It's too big. No, I haven't seen it. Jonas DG, €5. Cappy is right. I got a bachelor's in marketing and now can only get shitty call center jobs. Do you think there's any salvaging? No, Jonas, it's a worthless degree. The only thing you can salvage is your credits will carry over to another bachelor's. So accounting, engineering, or something like that. So you're not going back and taking more hate white penis studies, hate male studies, hate capitalism studies. Marx was a genius. You don't have to take that crap anymore. But yeah, you got 2 years of schooling, hard schooling left over. Shark Tawes, subscribe to his channel. $10. Hey, Cappy, how are you doing? Pretty good. I was going to go on with Jack today, but his show was already over. So I'm like, well, I fired up the computer. That's why I don't have my glasses. But no, I'm doing good. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to maybe go for a hike. I finished the book 3 days ago. And so I'm going to just play video games after that. So I'm going to go run my errands. I'm just going to play video games. Baldur's Gate 3 is hard. I'm like, okay, they'll let me level up. And like the second party I've ran into, I'm like, yeah, let's take these guys on. And they're like 8 levels higher than me. I just got my ass kicked. I'm like, okay. Apparently there's no like graduating level here. It didn't even tell you, like, I'm level 2. and these guys were level 8. There wasn't any big old 8 above it. I'm just like, oh, we get some randos. We're behind them. Let's get them. And no, they just had some wizards in their party and promptly got my ass kicked. I have a personal quote. How do you feel about a situation doesn't change the situation? Correct. You go exactly. Once you eliminate your opinion and what you'd like from any analysis, from any problem, you start making better, more effective decisions and you get more progress. Once you realize it doesn't matter what you want, almost to the point that you don't exist, then you start realizing what the world wants. You deliver it, they give you money, and outside of work is where you go and you live your life. This is why, think about this, all these people who major in what they're passionate about. Well, okay, you're passionate about it. Let's say you get your magic job of whatever, teaching kids in a school. What, by the 3rd year, you're not sick of that shit? And now teachers, there was even a quote one time. One guy, this is over 10 years ago. I remember he said he knew this guy who was 2 years from getting his pension, and he was absolutely miserable being a teacher. This guy was about my age, probably, maybe a little older. And the other guy says, why don't you stop teaching? And the guy says, it's always been my dream to be a teacher. It's like, okay, and God, it's coming back to me now. The guy says, you were 16. You didn't know anything. That was your dream. And the guy stuck with that dream well into middle age. And then I don't think he made it to retirement. He died of a heart attack. And so now, again, get the popcorn, watch the show, extra garlic butter, salt. Just watching all these gals my age, and probably some guys too. Well, they're not happy. Okay, good. You became a lawyer. Great. Good for you. Miserable. Wasted life. And it ain't going to win me no awards, but I got more hiking hours and adventure and motorcycle rides and hugs from nieces and nephews. And I have I put up way better points than the people who were successfully majoring what they were passionate about. And once you realize that, you got to deliver what the world wants. My epiphany was ballroom dance classes, which, okay, admittedly was fun. But once I realized people were willing to pay me, adjusted for inflation, hundreds of dollars an hour to teach that, then Wells Fargo pay me, what was it? $13 an hour to be an analyst. It's like, you got to change. All you've done is express how you feel. Take care, old man. Why? Yeah, but look, am I not supposed to be a little perturbed philosophically, a little annoyed, a little exhausted? Look, this is about as bad or angry as I get. All right, I'm just passionate. But then after this, I hang it up. I go out and have fun. Now, admittedly, a lot of it's work. Admittedly, a lot of it is getting the house done. You know what? I'll do the freedom. We got to explain freedom to you people. I got to explain. You obviously, Shark, you're this close to it. You get an A-, but you're not getting 100%. I'm going to explain to you the concept of freedom and why I am this way. And not me personally, but there's an impatience, a frustration. Drew, $2 just finished buying my 2nd year of my pet shoe. Good for you, Drew. Good for you. Steering wheel, $12. I've been following your work for the last few years. Just want to thank you. I'm enjoying the decline from a semi-truck. Corner office with a padded room behind me at all times. Yeah, no boss nagging you. No coworkers. The scenery changes. You got a beautiful office view, by the way. Beautiful. Always changes. But, bro, you don't have your MBA, bro. Girls aren't going to go out with you. I wonder. There should be. I'd love to hear about the dating life of truck drivers, which doesn't exist, I guarantee you. But I'd love to see the paradox of the irony. Here you are bringing in $85,000 a year. You're not out spending it. I mean, I don't know what you truck drivers spend your money on. Maybe a handful of comforts of the cabin. Ew, you have $300,000 of your house paid off and you make 85, but you're a truck driver? Ew. My truth, the king, laugh out loud. Damn it, I almost had Cappy fully triggered. No, it's also early. Atham Thabit, 279 Canadian, going solar, Cappy? Yeah, but have been solar a long time. Put them up on the roof. We're done. We got, yeah. I don't trust. I was prescient. Is that the word? More prescient than I thought. My concern was that they wouldn't be able to keep the electric grid up. There's just not enough electrical engineers, electricians, but we got a ton of diversity and inclusion majors. So I'm like, I don't want not to have electricity. And so I put them in. And I already kind of saved a little bit more money than I thought because electric rates went up because we don't have enough electrical engineers. Because we're not investing in the infrastructure. Now it's like, oh, we got to invest in the infrastructure. Prices went up. I'm like, not for me. It didn't. Drew, $2. Taking consulting request. Website says you are. I don't believe so. Let's go. Let's go to the contact. I don't know why. It says right now until November 1st. Oh, yeah, I have to update that. No, I will be taking them tomorrow. I'll open it up tomorrow. So that'll be tomorrow. Oh, by the way, also today is your last day to sign up for the minimalism course if you want to sign up for it. Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice. That will close for enrollment at the end of today. SJ2 Canadian. Enjoy the decline. Sounds bad, but it's meditation. No, it's not. It is what it is. We have a society that's in decline. The sexes hate each other, essentially. Family formation is going down. Your institutions are against hardworking, normal, healthy people. And there's nothing good being produced culturally by the society, like art-wise or anything like that. It's a society that is now playing to the lowest common denominator, and there's no reason to participate in it. So author Schopenhauer up and go for hikes, man. Go for motorcycle rides. Go fishing. There ain't no reason to participate. If you got a good-looking gal or a good-looking guy, go have some great sex. That's like the greatest revenge to have against modern-day Americans is to have sex with pretty people. Be good-looking, have sex with people who are good-looking. You're going to piss all of them off. Abdiel Lawrence, 5 years old. I got my bachelor's in political science in 2009 before joining the Army in 2017. The military background saved me, and now I'm thriving now. Right. There you go. Klein, 225, $5. I think my rat race friend who just bought a new car wanted to cry when I told him that I worked less than 10 hours in the past 2 weeks. They do, man. They do. See, there's the whole point about being popular. That's how you win the game of being popular, is getting the fancy car or the fancy physical items that you could show. Materialism is essentially what it is. But it comes at the sacrifice of your freedom. There is a line, there's a finish line to freedom. You get there when you don't have to work anymore, or you have to work so little that the amount you work is because you want to work, because you can't be free all the time. It just doesn't. I've tried it. You're just like, okay, I got it. It's hard for me to play video games now because I'm work. And here I am on the internet, even doing somewhat of a work, but you cannot do nothing all day. Anyone who's healthy, anyone wants a little bit you're going to have to work a little bit of something. I'm not saying 40 hours, 10 hours. But you're free because you choose to do it. You are willingly choosing to work. And if that money helps you afford, allows you to live, well, you're 100% free. And the people who have the McMansions in the Mc suburbs with their Mc cars and the Mc MBAs, oh, they lost. They're so, you want to find a reason to celebrate? Think about everyone here. Do you guys have a nagging wife? Did you have to bail your wife out of the student loans? Do you have a mortgage that's almost $3,000? Do you have a car payment that's $1,000? Do you have multiple car payments that add up to $2,000? Let me tell you what I'm going to do when I get my 100 grand. I'm going to go to the gym. And then I'm going to go find a nice place to hike where it's sunny out because sun's going down earlier. And I'm going to play Baldur's Gate 3. I think I might get a blowjob. I think I might have the GF dress up in lingerie and get a blowjob. And then maybe I don't know, maybe I'll go back up into town and get Sonic. Maybe I'll go up there and get some Sonic. Because I also hit the gym yesterday and went for a hike. So, yeah, people working NBA, bro. Living in Winnetka, bro. Living in Lake Minnetonka, bro. You fucking dopes. My truth, the king. $5. Seriously, though, last time I set up a semi-permanent GPS transponding station up gold mineral mines project job site where it snows. Yeah, that must have sucked, but you did it, right? Isn't that kind of cool, though? Like, you get to look back at that and say you did that. Meanwhile, Bipsy, the school counselor, I told another kid to go talk to a therapist to get rid of it. Wow, my truth. Did you strike gold with all these high-end donations? Look at you. 20 generous dollars. Thanks, Truth. We placed the battery and GPS radio inside a 1x1 by 3 foot basic Walmart cooler. The heat emitted by the radio would in turn maintain the battery warm enough to keep it warm enough to receive its solar panels and trickle charge. Oh, good. Good. Yeah, I got something. I got heat tape, but the batteries are drilled into the canister, I don't know, the cooler or whatever it's in. And so I got a metal cylinder of HVAC and a clay plate to put on a piece of PVC I put below with insulation down below because it was exposed to the concrete. So that's now insulated down below. The PVC won't melt until it's 150 degrees Celsius. I put the ceramic plate down, the metal cylinder down. I'm going to wrap the heat tape around, put the thermometer detector on top of the metal so that when the metal heats up, it turns off. It doesn't overheat at the same time too. So it should stay above 38 and turn off at 45. And the battery's just got to stay above 30. So so if it's above 38, it won't kick in. And when it goes below 38, it will kick in. And that should maintain the temperature. Nonstop Dre, $2. How do you find Michelle Obama attractive? I mean, she's not a knockout. I mean, she's no 10. I just think she's ladylike, which again, most unpopular opinion I have probably. Forget anything else I've said about economics. This is the one that gets people up. She was thin. She always dressed in very nice dresses, and she was very ladylike. She was very first lady presidential. I also think the Obamas, whatever my political disagreements with them were, was I don't know behind closed doors, but they at least put on the front of a functional nuclear family. I think President Obama loved his children, still loves his children dearly. I think, it's like, wow, and they're married, right? They're still married. And, think about, forget Michelle Obama herself. What if every wife dressed like her? I know they don't have the presidential budget, but what if women just put on dresses and presented themselves like Michelle Obama? She always had her hair done. She had appropriate makeup. I'm sorry. Show me a more feminine woman compared to Zoomers. What do you want? Average Zoomer girl with sweatpants and Crocs with tatted up and nose piercings? Or would you rather have them dressed like Michelle Obama? Not Michelle Obama, but dressed like Michelle Obama. Jorge C., $2. Trucker here, spend $3,000 in vacation, no problem. Yeah, that's what do you do with the rest of the money? It adds up. Hey, good for you, Jorge. We got a lot of truck drivers out. That's good. Garrett, oh man, rent a car? Is that correct? $5. Hey, Cap, I'm a college student studying architecture. Do you think it's a worthwhile career path? No, that's one of that is one of the worst degrees because you need a doctorate in most states. You should immediately stop doing that. Immediately. I mean, we're towards the end of the semester, so finish off your semester, get your credits, and absolutely do not follow up with the second semester. You're a fool. And if you don't know what to major in, that's fine. Stop going to college then. And please go get the book below. It's called Worthless, The Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. That's 12 or 15 bucks, which is a fraction of one credit. Architect. My best friend majored in architecture. He still lives basically out of the charity of a friend of his who lets him stay in a mother-in-law apartment. And he works at gas stations and has never been reliably employed. Well, he was for a 6-month period during the housing boom, and that was it. Nonstop Dre, $2 payments. What's that? I pay for everything. That's another one. Now I just pay cash. So I got my new insurance, right? Replaced American Family. I'm like, what's the total for the year? They're like, well, what do you mean, dude? I'm like, I want to pay it all now. I'm in the office now. I don't want to spend 6 months writing a check or having I don't want to go online. I don't want to set up automatic bill pay. What do I owe you for the whole year right now? This amount done. Practically got a whole day off just cutting that check right. Got myself a whole day off not having to cut checks or set up automatic pay. Jane Hobbs, $5, was telling a coworker about the dude bros last night. While they live their peak in dude bro land, you'll make 3 times the salary on the beach. Yep. Dude bros don't make that much money. They all spend it. They spend it. I know it. Trust you, me. Just a bunch of washed up high schoolers who just want to keep it going, or maybe frat boys, but the frat boy culture is going away now too. There's not enough testosterone. Nonstop Dre, $2. How is someone nicknamed Big Mike Lady? I know we're going to disagree. All I'm asking you to look at her demeanor and composure and her fashion and how the first family carried themselves. Van Man, $5. High school dropout union electrician here. Good for you. $2,000 a week for showing up. I make a good choice. Get paid to see the country. Good for you, Van Man. Good for you. High school, man, seriously, there's no reason. Not a single reason. Unless you're going to go like engineering or something. There's no reason to go to high school. 8th grade, you should be done with it. All right, teach me a trade. Let's go. Breezy Bird, $2. New South Park special, roasted college degrees. Yeah, I heard. Just like I don't pay attention to Ukraine or Gaza, I really don't watch. I like South Park, but I don't know if I got 30 minutes to sit and watch it. Garnet Vraniker, $20 generous again. I pay tuition completely out of pocket. I work security. I was wondering if you could recommend a remote job I do while at security. I also work at a warehouse and they offer to pay for CNC schools. That's still worth it. Whoa. Dude, sit the fuck down and figure out what you want to do. All right. You're going to school for architecture. Now you think it's CNE and now you want to, sit the fuck down and figure out what you want to do. That's your next job at security. What's another job I could do while working security? It's called sit the fuck down and figure out what you want to do. And that might take a year. You go, you grab your laptop, you grab your phony phone, and you start researching different professions and jobs and careers. That's it. Because right now you're coming up to me, Cappy, should I do this? Or should I do this? Or should I do this? Or should I do... Hey, dipshit. How about you figure out what you want to do? And I don't mean what you're passionate about, but under the realm of everything that's like, truck driving maybe. Don't know if you've heard people talk about it. We have an electrician. And while you're at it, while you're sitting there, why don't you go take the course the dad you never had? Because it doesn't sound like your dad was around. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm trying to accurately diagnose your problem. No one's taught you to think. No one's taught you to let alone think for yourself and what you want to do. And now you're barfing up ideas, like throwing shit against the wall, hoping something sticks. CNC, I wouldn't say necessarily. I mean, it's better than nothing. but you go research and figure out what job that pays is the one you want to do. Nonstop Dre, $2. South Park made Cartman a fat black woman. Yeah, I saw a couple reviews on the Ryan Kinnell and Critical Drinker. Garrett Vranikar. Hey, Cappy, is it worth it to be a landlord? I was thinking about, is this the same guy? Dude, how many more other options do you want to throw up at? Stop coming up with options. Research them. Is it worth it to be a landlord? It depends on the state and the city. Depends on landlord and tenants' rights. And generally speaking, I would say no. In the United States, is not worth it anymore. But that's generally speaking. I was thinking about buying a house around the Philly area. Houses are kind of cheap. I wonder why. Philly? Hell no. Hell no. Panzer Runner, Indonesian rupees? 20,000. Have some rupiah. Oh, rupiah. Oh, I was off. Rupiah. You're right. It is Indonesia. Thank you very much, Panzer Runner. All right. That was long. Link below. Worthless. Young person's indispensable guide to choosing the right major. Also linked below is Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice. That's open another 14 hours until I close it. In the meantime, for all of you who don't know, go take the Dad You Never Had course, because there's probably other areas of your life that you're fucking up as well. And that's about it. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.